Hi, my name's Annette, and I too want to acknowledge and thank the Coast Salish people for allowing us to gather today on their unceded territory. Understanding our history and connection to the land is so important. I grew up on a farm in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. Yes, Cape Breton comes up pretty quickly. Yes, I learned a lot on that beautiful island, and I still do call it home. When I was a little girl, I was 11 years old, my father had a heart attack, and he was a dairy farmer. And I wanted to talk to you about an example of how I learned about sustainability at a very young age. So the kids were all young, and so we all had to work on the farm, and it was hard work. And he wanted to find ways, because he couldn't physically work anymore, find ways to take the labor out of the farm. So he decided that one of the toughest things to manage on a dairy farm, particularly back in those days, was shit. And shit was very heavy, and for children it was very, very difficult. So he found a way to put a toilet at the end of the farm, and we would flush water down those gutters and put it into a big pit, and the pit would be stirred, and he would deliver shit all year round on our farm. And that did a number of things. It reduced the costs of running the farm. It improved the productivity of running the farm. He didn't have to buy fertilizers like they did in the past. And I learned as a very young girl how, when you look at things in the longer term and sustainability, how things can really make a difference. The government wouldn't give him a farm loan for this. We had to find the money in other places. And it's still hard to innovate today. But my connection to the land has always been so important. Someone mentioned member two. So Chief Terry Paul is a great friend of mine, and they're one of the most successful employers in all of Cape Breton Island. They're building hotels and all kinds of wonderful business facilities in the middle of the city of Sydney. And what I have learned all of my life and my career is that we need to look at things in the longer term. And my connection to the land translated into the way I run my life. And I'll tell you, it started at that very beginning, but I've always prioritized sustainability throughout my career. I remember, I don't know whether Linda Cody's here today, but many years ago when I was running Home Depot, I was the chair of the Environmental Council. And the Indigenous peoples particularly impacted Home Depot. And they just were not happy with the way many of the wood extractors were managing and sustaining the lands that they had responsibility for. And it was a very difficult time. And I convinced Arthur Blank at the time, and a bunch of us did, that let's use the purchasing power of purchasing product to really change the way people were going to be extracting and harvesting from our lands. And so Home Depot said to all our vendors around the world, North America, look, third-party certification is a way for us to ensure that this product is going to become more, the responsibility of managing and stewarding our forests are really going to change. And we did this. I went to all the vendors and I said, look, give you 2 years. You're going to lose, and we did. We had to stop we had to stop purchasing from a number of wood fiber vendors. But you know what? Immediately, it made a change. And so the power of that purchasing power influence was so extraordinarily important to change the way woodlands have been managed and harvested throughout our world. But look, it was the Indigenous people that pushed us. It was companies that responded, it was governments involved. But, again, and everybody says, oh my God, the costs of good products are going to go up. It didn't happen. When you become efficient and sustainable, you become innovative and you find better ways to produce your product or extract and harvest that product. Innovation is key to the success of Canada. So after I left Home Depot in 2011, and I went around the world with my husband to figure out what I was going to do next. And so we had a bucket list of 17 countries, many developing countries. But what I discovered is that, we found a way to store food. We found a way to store water. But the thing that we didn't know how to store as a society was energy. And it was that basic. I just saw food, energy, and water are the three of the most fundamental things to sustain our society. But I saw that this was a real opportunity. And so I created NRStor. And NRStor is a company that is a developer of energy storage projects. We're working with technologies that, oh my God, it's 51 seconds left, I'm sorry. Let me tell you, the working in technologies to really drive change in performance. So what we're doing is we're enabling homeowners to take control of their own energy with residential batteries. We've done the deal with Tesla. We're helping commercial and industrial customers better manage their carbon footprint and reduce energy costs. And that's very exciting. Behind the meter, we're helping all heavy industry users to reduce their peaking requirements and therefore reduce costs. We've developed business models that are really quite exciting. Had to get my money from the Swiss. Someday the Canadian banks will support these evolving industries. Yes, we have to change this. We're enabling grid operators to better manage their systems. We have a flywheel installation from Temporal Power, a great Canadian company. HydroStore is another company. We are about to build the first commercially backed fuel-free compressed air project in the world. It's on top of a cavern in Ontario and Goderich. And it's very exciting. It's for long-term energy. And again, it's Canadian technology. And we are working with off-grid Indigenous communities in the north and all throughout Canada. I really believe that the transformation of the energy sector will be led by the Indigenous community. You can't imagine the number of renewable projects happening across our country today. And it's so encouraging to see that, and I think this industry will be led by the Indigenous people and really become leaders in this sector. And I am so excited about doing deals with them, recognizing that they have got to be owners and determining their own destiny in the opportunities that they have. I am having so much fun. I've been in business for 41 years, started in a coal mining company. And haven't I come full circle? Here I am in the energy storage business, but I have lived through amazing evolution in the energy and electricity markets. And, there's some wonderful stories. In Ontario, everybody hates the wind turbines. In Nova Scotia, my brothers invested in the wind turbines. There was a community ComFit program that was extraordinarily successful. And it was just unbelievable to see people participate. When the turbines stop moving, Nova Scotia Power is called because the community is owning these facilities, and there's no complaints about how beautiful they are. But look, this personal connection to energy is something that I'm so excited about. I think Canada has a unique moment. We have a unique moment to really drive and transform the energy market. Look, these cost-effective technologies, they're making money, we can install them, and it's so exciting. But you know what? It's time to take action. I really believe that we can't analyze this thing much more. We just got to start doing it. And, you know, I have a belief that mediocre strategy and great execution can really make things happen. I'm someone that goes forward faster, and then I work back to fix it, and it really works. Thank you very much.